everybody, and welcome to the Victorious Movie Solutions Podcast. And I'm your host, Rodney Young III.
And I'm your co-host, Rodney Young Jr.
And we have a special guest, Nikeya!
There she goes. It looks like Mommy's not here, so I guess we're going to go ahead and fill in for her, right?
Is that right, Nisi? We're going to sneak, okay?
Oh, here she comes. Oh, stop.
Hello, and welcome to the Victorious Living Solutions Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Nikeya Young, and with us live in studio today, we have a very, very special guest, none other than Coach Ruth DeBonnett-Southall. Welcome.
Thank you, friend. Thank you.
You guys, you are so welcome. You guys, y'all are in for a treat, okay? So Coach Ruth is the host of the podcast Becoming Serene, and I just had the privilege and the honor of being a guest on there. And so I am, of course, returning the favor and having this beautiful lady on to talk to us as well. And I'll give you the chance to tell our listening audience who you are and what you do.
Oh my goodness. Well, once again, I am Ruth DeBonnett-Southall of the Becoming Serene podcast, which is only about 3.5 months old. So you have me fresh into this thing. But I am formerly a teacher. I'm a teacher by trade, gift, everything since I was 19 years old. So it's been over 35 years now. Oh my God. Yeah, going on 35 years of teaching. But one of the things I love to share with people is that I have not been in a traditional classroom all these 35 years, but I did start off that way. And then I soon realized that you can use your gifts in a plethora of ways and in different basically places. So I've done just that. So I have a very colorful resume that I like to share are basically experiences that's all led me to where I am now. And that is being the wife of Travell Southall, TS Design Studio, and the mother to Mackenzie and Jacob. Shout out to my family who are the producers, the writers, and the technical team behind the Becoming Serene podcast. It is shot in our home. We absolutely love it. It is a lot of work, as you already know, but I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, because one of the things that you shared on my podcast that I love so much is that I don't have to wait for the opportunity to say what it is I want to say or to have conversations with the people I want to talk to like this. So I'm so eternally grateful. But I also am a teacher, coach, a voice actor, and a beauty consultant. So yeah, I have a whole bunch of things to do. I stay nice and busy, or as I like to say, I have a lot of priorities to organize.
Hey, and I can relate. I can relate to her on so many levels.
So many. It's
so
crazy.
many. We have so much in common. And our husbands have so much in common. It's crazy. So I'll tell you guys how we met. We were at the Coming to the Stage event last summer, last July.
This time.
Yeah, around this time last year with Lola Tomorrow. If you are not following Lola Tomorrow, what are you even doing? Okay, two people in this industry that you should absolutely be following. If you do anything related to speaking, event planning, anything like that, you need to be following Lola Tomorrow, and you need to be following Ashley Kirkwood.
Most definitely.
So we were at Lola Tomorrow's event at Smoky Norfolk's church in Bolingbrook.
It was.
And it was such a powerful event.
Oh my goodness.
Powerful event. And we were networking and we met and we were like, oh my gosh, we exchanged numbers. Like, we got to get together, and then life started life, and then we never got together. Until
fateful day. Again. Like, sometimes God has to intervene, girl. We have great intentions, and then it happened. Nikeya just walked past me, and what's funny is social media has its place. Like a lot of people complain, I hate this and hate that about social media, but it kept us connected because I kept seeing her face. And so when she walked by, I'm like, hey girl, like we had just seen each other.
I was like, hey, who's that?
funny. And I'm just like, and I told my daughter, I was like, I haven't seen her in a year, but because she comes up on my feed and I'm like, click, let me see what Nikeya talking about now. So yes, it kept us connected. Therefore, I didn't go, she looks familiar. I wonder where I know her from. And then I didn't have time for all that. I immediately was like, hey girl. And then we had a whole nother conversation that brought us to this just a week later. It was like a week or two.
Yeah, we were at a purity event. It was so awesome.
It was
A4L, the Franklin girls.
The Franklin sisters.
Shout out to A4L Music. They're amazing Christian artists.
Look them up too. Yeah,
I gotta have them on here, but I'm gonna have to go to them because my studio is not this big elaborate thing, and it's like for them. But I gotta have them on.
Oh, I love them.
I love them. They're amazing. They had a rooftop purity event. And I saw this doll and a whole bunch of other amazing women. We were all decked out in our Kentucky Derby style hats and everything. And so that's how we reconnected. So the moral of the story is get out your house.
And don't waste any time. And don't waste time either. Don't say, we're going to get together again. Because I say that a lot to a lot of people. But
and I really do
sense
mean
of
it,
urgency. I mean it too. I'm not saying it like I don't mean. I mean it too. But the sense of urgency, let me tell you all, one of my guests rescheduled and I said, I need somebody right away. I just saw Nikeya. Now I have a list of people to, call and all that. But the Lord was like, no, call Nikeya. She said, hurry up and call her.
Hey.
And she came through and I said, girl, what can I do for you? Let's do. So this networking, connections, community is for a reason.
Network to get work, as I always say.
Yes.
So get out your house. I say it jokingly, but in all seriousness. And I'm one of those people. Are you like this? I'm one of those people that I'm really a homebody. The older I get, like the more it takes to get me out of my house.
Well, see, she has small children.
And I think, I think that has a lot to do with it because a lot of people my age and older, they're like empty nesters or their kids just graduated high school. Oh, they're going off to college.
That was me. That was me when I had smaller children. Yeah, I know. When I had smaller children, that was me. I was that person. But what pushed me out of my house was my beauty consultant business. Okay. And I think that's why I ran so much, even, all of my team members and all of my sisters in the business, we're like, this gets us out the house. Like, we love that. And then we talking to ladies, about makeup, skincare. So it's fun. But no, I get out the house. I hop planes. Like, I'll be gone soon.
I'm gonna be like Coach Ruth when I grow up, y'all. But right now,
I will be gone.
With these little children.
Yeah, they're small now. Yeah. So,
Now, I do like to get out the house, but it just takes a lot.
You back.
It takes a lot to get me out because I have to coordinate it for one.
Most definitely.
If my husband is doing something, then I can't go because I don't have a babysitter.
Right.
Or that just becomes an extra step I have to coordinate.
That's why I help raise a lot of nieces.
Oh.
Shout out to Raven, Shaylin, and Raven, and Kayla. All of my nieces, baby. It's like, okay, they come in pairs too. I'm like, get your cousin. Yes. And my children just now are telling me stories of this happened when you weren't home. I was like, ooh, did it? That's why you are covered by the blood.
That is
all
hilarious.
As well.
I love it.
They all good.
I love it. But so don't be like me, y'all. Get out the house. And I've been challenging myself. I've been doing, and actually that day that you saw me last week, I was on social media for something and it popped up. The purity event. What? And I was like, oh, that looks nice. And then I just felt this nudge, like, you need to go to that.
Wow. See?
And I was like, I'm thinking, the Franklin girls, I love them down. Right. I'm like a good 14 to 15 years older than them.
And I'm
so I was like
older than that.
Yeah, so I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna be the old auntie, and everybody there gonna be like babies.
Yes,
I don't know. But then I was like, that's right up your alley, girl. It's like you get to dress up and wear a little fascinator hats.
Exactly.
I was like, they have supported me so much. I love them. I'm gonna just go.
Oh.
But then I was like, let me text my husband. I said, hey, do you have anything to do on this day? Because I want to go to this event to support the Franklin girls. And he was like, oh, you should go.
That's so
It's like, nope,
wonderful.
don't have anything to do.
See?
Nope.
Love it.
I'll have the kids go have fun. So I was like, okay, great.
And see, my niece had her 2-month-old and she was like, I want to go. And that's her friend. She actually grew up and went to school with Alyssa. So she said, oh, I want to go. And it's her first outing since having the baby. So at first she wasn't going to bring him. And then she's like, I'm going to have to bring him. I'm like, bring him.
And
so
that baby was so good.
Oh,
you could barely
so
even tell
good.
that baby was there.
He was so good.
He just sat in his little bassinet.
We had 3 different generations, my daughter, my niece, and myself. So it was super cool.
Awesome. Okay, now you brought up your beauty consulting business. You just kind of slid that in there. So we're going to go there first.
Oh, really?
We're going to go there first because I love things having to do with getting all dolled up and stuff. What got you into Mary Kay and how do you like it?
13 years ago. I can't say she's a friend then. It's a funny story. But 13 years ago, someone approached me to have a party like we do. You know, would you like to have a Mary Kay party? And I'm like, you know what? Sure. I was homeschooling my children. And then I put them into school for I was tired of it, doing it 6 years. And then I basically had time to myself. All I did was substitute teach. And I said, you know what? I'd love to have a party for you. I haven't been around adults in this type of setting in a long time. I know, child.
The struggle is real.
I'll never forget. It was June 30th, 2012.
Wow.
The date was significant because that's the last day of the fiscal year in Mary Kay that I soon learned later. And it's a, important time. So June 30th, I had my party. And then after that, she said, is there any reason why you can't see yourself doing this? And I said, number one, I'm an entrepreneur at heart. Like I believe in working for myself. I knew eventually it would be something that I would do indefinitely. Like I said, I work jobs for experiences. I've never, shout out to all of you straight up who has 30 years, 40 years on your job. And I'm like,
I've been wondering how people
job,
do that.
It has never been me. Even as a teacher, it's like, all right, 3 years here, 5 years there. Like, I don't need a 10-year with you all. I'm not trying to retire from you all. God never called me to that. I knew that. So when I said, I'm trying to Mary Kay, my husband was like, oh God, again. He was like, another business, Ruth. I was like, yeah, and because he knows I had done everything, sold everything. And did it he said, oh, you were about to have some fun. I was like, pretty much. But the difference with this, number one, I found my tribe, this sisterhood and group of women, my now family, nonstop on a mission, women of excellence family. When I say push, encourage, and edify, and congratulate, recognize, just all those things, because everything is not a great fit for everyone. I am sure of that. Clear of it's happened. All of us have had our situations. But even when I did not succeed, or even when I dropped the ball, or even when I had some and then lost and everything, those women, when I said, was not like, what happened? How you do that? Oh my God, poor thing. And it was never that. I got probably celebrated even more. That's good. And so I refer to it as a safe place to fail. And even though positivity is my number one strength, and I don't talk about failures, but you want to know that when you do fall, that there are people there to hold you up and go, all right, I will be here when you come back. It's no shade. No, it's just been amazing. On top of making money, of course. I mean, it's not just the socialization of it. Yeah. When COVID hit, devastation. I already know a lot of people lost a lot, lives and situations and everything. Baby, it's the best year in my marriage. In my Mary Kay business, I made more money. My husband's accountant's head was spinning our account. She was like,
what are you doing?
All I was doing was sitting at home. I didn't have to travel to sell stuff.
Yep.
All I was doing was like, hey, you like this lipstick? And hey, people watching me wash my face, they're like, give me all that.
And you have a captive audience because everyone is bored in the house and in the house bored.
It was so amazing. So
I love
thank you. Shout out to all of my Champs customers. But yeah.
Wow.
It was amazing. So I tell everyone who will listen, I will be a Mary Kay consultant until I'm no longer breathing. Because it also puts me in contact and in relationship with women I wouldn't otherwise be in contact with. It makes me have to reach out. Like I just met a bunch of customers around my not customers, neighbors who have become customers around my house that I probably wouldn't have reached out to them otherwise. And I was like, hey, y'all want to come through, check out some Mary Kay stuff? And that's how.
I love it. That is awesome. Well, listen, she gave me some Mary Kay stuff to try, and that satin hands. I'm just saying that satin hands. I like that.
That's
I like
right.
that.
Use it on your feet too.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to try that. But yes, amen.
Most definitely.
So now you mentioned CHAMPS. Tell them about the acronym of CHAMPS and tell us more about that.
I love that. You are so good. Like you pick up everything. So CHAMPS, believe it or not, I'm so glad you asked that. CHAMPS actually stands for I am super, I won't say weird, I'm unique. My acronyms are also unique because it stands for Chosen Ambassadors Prepared for Success.
Okay.
Now, when I homeschool my children, according to Joshua 1:8-9, don't get it twisted, it's biblically based. But when I began homeschooling my children, let's see, what era was this? Mackenzie was 23. So 2006, because I just had Jacob. And I said, Lord, if you want me to do something, you know how I feel about a name, Jesus. You got to give me a name so I know what I'm riding with. Because I'm not just going to be like, Ruth's homeschooled. Like, nope, I needed something that had meaning. Number one, that the children could learn what it's for and what it means so that they can actually develop pride in where they go to school. I don't care how old you are, even at 3. So he gave me Chosen Ambassadors Preparatory School was the name then. So it was Chosen Ambassadors Preparatory School and the acronym was CHAMPS. So my babies were always CHAMPS this, CHAMPS that. I wrote a whole, affirmation that they had to declare every morning and all that. So when I stopped doing the day school, it became preparatory services. Let me tell you, that P and that S has moved around. So it Chosen Ambassadors Preparatory Services, while I offered tutoring after school and over the summer. And then when I built my Mary Kay team and it developed into a unit and everything, it was Chosen Ambassadors Prepared for Success. And that's what I've been riding with ever since. So now it is the name of my parent business that homes all of the other things that I do.
I love it. I love it. Y'all, we have so much in common.
So much.
Like the CHAMPS for you started as the homeschool and then you just kind of use the acronym for your business.
Yes.
Victorious Living Solutions, and this is an exclusive. I don't think I've ever talked about this on here.
I bring it out when people.
She brings it out. So the Victorious Living Solutions before that started, because this company started in 2018. But my son, we had him in 2016, and God had already told me, like, just homeschool your kids. And I was like, okay, don't have to tell me twice. I used to be a school teacher. I know what's going on. So I came up with the name for the same reasons you did, and it was Victorious Living Academy.
Wow.
Same colors, the blue and gold, same colors. I had, come up with the school mission statement and the school colors and the this and the that and got all of it together. And we were just doing, he was little, so we were just doing like flashcards and just like different stuff, not a set curriculum yet, but I wanted to, from a little kid, when someone asked him, what school do you go to? I go to Victorious Living Academy.
That's right.
And so, from there, when I got ready to start my company, I kept the same colors and I just called it Victorious Living Solutions.
I love it.
But Victorious Living Academy was first.
Awesome. Awesome. I love that story too.
Awesome. All right. So let's get into
the meat of the matter.
The meat of the matter. We're talking about the simple life. And the reason, if you're new here, the theme for season 8 has been the simple life and just really talking about all the ways you can simplify your life. Now, Coach Ruth here is a fellow do everything girl, like your girl, Dr. Nikeya. And so hearing people like us talk about the simple life, y'all probably like, now y'all just got done telling us about 11 things that y'all do while also homeschooling. How is that simple? But there are ways you can simplify your life. And so what are some of your keys to simplifying things when things start to get a little hectic? What
Honey.
are some of your keys to scaling back so you can thrive?
Well, let me, before I begin stating some of those things, girl, it just occurred to me that you said this is part of season 8. 8 is one of my numbers.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the numbers that totally blesses me. It's so many different reasons why, but 8 just blesses me for so many reasons. I am a numbers person, and it's, just ushering us into newness and new beginnings and things. And then I love that. And then the simple life just reminds me also of God's grace. I am grateful, and I give myself grace. I give other people grace. And this is learned behavior.
Yeah.
I've had so many students. My last official tenure was teaching middle school math at a private school in Flossmoor. I'm not going to talk about the kindergarten stint. I love my babies, but that was not official. That was Ruth doing a favor, stepping in. But my last for real full time was middle school teenagers. So you already can only imagine middle school and math. All I got was, I hate math and I'm not good at this and I'm not good. And so as teachers, especially those of us who are gifted in the area of teaching, we always have to and should just adapt to teaching according to how someone learns. You can't teach everybody. We've had this conversation. We can't teach everyone the same way. And a lot of my students would be intrigued with me, like, some days we didn't necessarily do a whole lot of math because I had to deal with what was going on in the room and deal with where they were and address some things. And they were just, why are other teachers not like this? And why are you this way? And I say, well, it's because I'm called to this. There's a difference. This is not my job. And so when you know you're called to something and your life is purposeful, you're living a purposeful life on purpose with purpose, then you aligned with everything that you're called to do.
Amen.
So when I go to bed, I'm like, okay, God, what's tomorrow's itinerary? Yeah, I could check my schedule and say, okay, Ruth, you're supposed to be at this party and you're supposed to do this and that. I say, but God, what do you want me to do? I check in with him because everything else is secondary. But my mornings begin with something called a miracle morning.
Okay.
My director, Nicole Childress, everyone knows this. If you've been in Nicole's space at any given time, but especially if she's spoken and she's mentoring you and teaching you and training you, the Miracle Morning is by Hal Elrod. That's the book that he wrote.
Okay.
But Hal had multiple near-death experiences, but one in particular, he had a car accident and was told he's not going to walk. And the doctors were like, Hal's not going to walk anymore. Said this in front of him and his family. And Hal was like, okay, well, I've accepted that. Anyway, next. And he was like, but one thing about that is that if this is my fate, I'm going to be the happiest person in a wheelchair you all have ever seen. And it surprised everyone so much that they were like, Hal, you need to accept reality. He's like, I have. What don't you understand? I'm supposed to be sad about this? No, I'm still alive. So I'm grateful. So I learned from that to choose gratefulness. But then he started to study successful people, not success in the way that a lot of people view success, where they think, oh, it's about having a big house and having money. No, just having peace of mind, having purpose, and having just whatever it is you desire and being cool with it, whatever state you're in, being content. He started studying them and realized that all of them do the exact same thing. They may not do it at the same time. They may not do it the same way, but they all do something that he put the acronym SAVERS to. That in the morning, they're silent. They affirm their lives. They speak who they are and what they have. They visualize like, okay, I'm going to see whatever it is. In his case, I'm going to see myself walking. I'm going to see myself healed, whole, whatever. E, they exercise. R, they read. They're avid readers. And then the final S is they scribe, which means they journal, they write.
Yes.
So it's called SAVERS. Yeah. So it's called SAVERS. And you can do all of them first thing in the morning, whether it's for an hour, whether it's for 6 minutes. You could take 1 minute for each thing, whatever it is. But in order for me to do certain things, I have to incorporate other people because I let myself down. I tried doing SAVERS by myself. I did for so long. And I just was like, girl, I'm staying in bed. All right, I'll exercise tomorrow. But now I have a group of women Monday through Friday. We are on 6 a.m. and I just thanked them on my podcast a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
But seriously, they help me just stay true to what I say I'm going to do, accountable. They cheer me on. I mean, yes, I have family. I have, friends and family and everybody that congratulations, you doing this, you doing that and all that. But these ladies are my prayer partners, prayer warriors, and we do it for one another. And we're all over the country. We're in different parts of the world and everything. So we've grown so much individually and collectively that we look back sometimes and go, remember when we were talking about struggling with this, that, and the other, and look how far God has brought us. It's amazing.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so that's my main way of keeping my life simple. Like my mom raised us, and not that she's a single parent, but she raised me to not sweat the small stuff. And that's what I think about often. And of course,
now define small stuff.
We know what it is. That's really, really
but it
good.
Doesn't mean the same
that
thing
is
to,
so
to
good.
Different people.
Because small is perspective. It is based on who's looking and from what view and all that. I totally agree. But to me, small stuff is if somebody I'm going to do small to me, petty small. If somebody rushes past me in a store or whatever, I'm not one to blow up at them and just, who you think you are? And stuff like that. It's like, okay, you're in a hurry. I don't know what your story is and all that. But even in my home, if somebody drops something and breaks something, I'm not going to, oh my God, this ruined my day. Or small stuff is things that, as one of my other mentors in my head, Darren Hardy, says all the time. I also listen to motivational things incessantly. And I subscribe to something called Darren Dailies, but seemingly insignificant small things that they may really ruffle somebody else's feathers. But in the scheme of things, does that really matter? Like if someone not calling me back or not doing what they say they're going to do, I don't sleep with you. You're not my husband. I tell people all the time. When people at work, when I would work jobs, now I'm just a fabulous consultant. Wherever I go, I tell them I don't work here. And I love saying that. But when I worked jobs, they're like, how do you stay positive? How do you do this? And how do you do that? I'm like, because I'm here for this time, from this time to this time. I don't stay here indefinitely. These people don't own me. I come to do a job so I can be bubbly every single day.
Yes.
I can be this way every day because at the time it's time for me to leave, I'm going to leave. And I believe in leaving a place better than than I found it, period, all the time. So,
I love this.
Yeah,
you know what that reminds me of? You said you just I'm just here to do a job.
Yes.
And that reminds me of when I was a fitness instructor. I did fitness instruction
she has done
for
everything.
Literally, I was teaching Zumba,
I read that
spin classes,
spin classes,
kickboxing, boot camps. I'm gonna get back to it, y'all. That's why I'm working really hard.
And I'm gonna be your girl. We
I
gonna team up.
I worked at Export, awesome. LA Fitness, all these different places. But it was the most fun. I did it for 5 years. I only stopped because I was pregnant with the twins. Wow. And I almost miscarried them at 8 weeks and had to go on bed rest. Because my son, when I was pregnant with him, I taught Zumba classes literally till I was 8 months. That's why he got so much energy.
Oh my God.
Me and my pregnant belly
no excuses. All I'm hearing
jamming out hey.
And I love Zumba. I love all that except spinning.
Girl, but I grew to love that. But I just remind me when I used to go and have so much fun, there would be, my coworkers, other fellow instructors, they would be just, hey girl, how you doing? Girl. And then they would tell me about some drama that happened. And I would look at them and I would just be like, after a while I would say, how do you guys end up in so much drama? I refuse to let anybody in this gym stress me out. First of all, I'm not here long enough. At all. I'm trying to figure out how, just from coming in, teaching the class, and then turning all the equipment off and logging out, drama happens.
I promise you, it finds them.
Yeah, and
they're seeking it. They're looking for something. I
even
don't
if
get
you
it.
like, even
I
if
don't get
you're
it.
not looking for it, even if somebody bring it to you, don't mean you gotta accept it.
I promise you, it's
Like,
never. I don't. I cannot tell you one time, even if someone has told me they don't like you or they said something about you. I'm like, did they?
That sounds like a them problem.
I promise you, did they? I have never, ever in my entire life of working had any issues at work that I can remember. Somebody is like, "Oh, Ruth is like," nope, never. And the few times I've gotten upset at jobs, it wasn't even towards me. It was about, I'm tired of y'all talking about the same thing over and over again. Can we please stop?
Can we evolve?
That's when they had me hit the table and lean in. It's like, this is the last time we're gonna have this discussion. And they just like, okay. Like, oh, we didn't upset her. Yes, because I can't. Negativity is my kryptonite. Don't bring it to me. I don't want it around me.
That part.
No.
We're talking about the simple life. You want to have a complicated life? Be a human trash can.
Oh my God.
And you say, how, Dr. Nikeya, how can you be a human trash can? Easy. When somebody brings you garbage,
you accept.
You accept.
Oh.
All right. Now let's get into this menopause thing.
Oh my God. Child.
If ever there is a time where you have to struggle to remain positive, and you have to struggle to not let people have it when they try you, it is when you going through the change. That's what the old people call it. Oh, you going through the change.
Yes.
Because I'm not even in menopause yet. I'm just in perimenopause, and it has been very ghetto.
Oh my God.
0 stars. Do not recommend.
No, that's the truth. Yes, ma'am. I don't even like to bring it up because I'm so serious. I want to just wake up one day and it's over. Like,
girl.
Because no one except other women, of course, that's been through it or going through it understands. So your family does not. My household I can't use it as an excuse. They just like, whatever, you just want to spaz out. Or as children say, now you just want to crash out. I do not. I do not want to crash out. I don't want to feel this way. I literally want to be on the island right now by myself.
Come on.
That would make life so much simpler. And let's be clear, one of the things that I love to share with people, I say that often, that's one of my favorite catchphrases, but it's the truth, is that you can have a simple life. It's yours for the making. It's not easy. This is not easy. What I do is not easy. How I feel, a lot of times I do have to keep my mouth closed when I want to crash out or when I want to give somebody a piece of my mind. But again, it's about not sweating the small stuff. What's going to be accomplished from this?
Yeah.
I stop, take a step back and go, shh. Sometimes and when my children see me or hear me take that breath, they like, oh, we gotta go.
She breathing.
She trying to hold something. Yes, if we hearing it.
She start taking deep cleansing breaths.
Oh, yes. That is me counting to 10 and like asking Holy Spirit, take control because your girl's about to crash.
Y'all know when it's a good time to practice this. And if you don't remember nothing else we say, take this in your car.
Oh my goodness.
In your car.
Yes.
Because just in case you haven't noticed, everybody is not okay.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people out here whose brains are being held together by dental floss.
Honey. Oh.
Basically, a lot of people out here are having strong mental health issues. Now, they don't have signs on their forehead that say I'm having strong mental health issues, but they are. Yes. And so that is why if someone cuts you off in traffic, so what?
Yes.
You know, if someone, doesn't let you over,
right?
So what? Like that is the time to be cool, calm, and collected when you're in your car, because going off, honking, trying to stop, just
all that not necessary.
Is not necessary. It's not worth you not being able to get back home to your family because you decided you wanted to jab out on somebody.
Wow. No.
And then they just end up surprised. You just happened to come across the one homicidal maniac on the road.
Yes. No. Yeah. I'm not doing it. No, ma'am. No ham, no turkey. Ever. No, I agree.
So when you're in your car, just let them people be how they gonna be.
Mhm.
If I see somebody speeding up or trying
Baby,
to,
I slow
you know,
down.
I just move over. Oh, you want to get by? You can go
I
ahead.
promise you. Yes.
You can go right ahead.
Yes. Get to where you're trying to get to, and preferably safely. So
Mhm.
I definitely move out their way as well.
Because you're not gonna make me go no faster.
No.
Because 9 times out of 10, I'm already going fast.
I know I am.
So,
I was thinking that's me she talking about.
I'm already going fast. I'm not
I
gonna go
was thinking
faster.
the same
I already
thing.
probably need to slow
Ooh, I
down.
was
And if
thinking
you
the
trying
same
to, you mad because I won't go 100, baby, you can go all the way around me.
Right.
I'm not, no ma'am.
Mm-mm.
No,
Not
sir.
at all.
So let's talk about, I have a couple of things I want to make sure I want to talk about with you. I always ask people what they're reading. I am a self-proclaimed bibliophile.
Ooh,
I love books.
that.
I'm obsessed with them.
Mm.
What are 5 books
Oh my goodness.
that you have
Five,
read that have
five.
been life-changing for you?
I love that.
Personally
Life-changing.
and professionally.
Okay.
Yeah.
So personally and professionally, they're one and the same with me.
Okay. All right.
Because I do love to read, but in my Mary Kay life, 2 things that were brought to my attention. First was Sun Stand Still by Pastor Stephen Furtick. And that is a life-changing, game-changing book because, oh, Lord, why can I not remember who prayed? It just lost me. And I was just talking about this, but when he asked God to allow the sun to stand still, like, I believe that the Lord will allow the sun to stand still if I ask him. That's what type of faith that I
Amen.
have. And that book changed my whole life. And then another one, Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod.
Okay.
I alluded to that because that is how I keep my peace throughout the day. Like I command the morning by spending time with God, practicing the savors, those 6 things that Hal actually began to do with when he was, facing a death situation multiple times, because the first time he was in a car accident and was told he wasn't going to be able to walk, and he was able to walk. And then the man was diagnosed with cancer and had to go through it again. It's like, really, God, you want to see if I'm really going to practice this miracle morning thing?
Wow.
But love that. Another one, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. The Compound Effect is about doing seemingly insignificant small things, but over a significant amount of time can really change the trajectory for anyone's life, no matter what that may be. So that's The Compound Effect. Let me see. 2 more. I'm going to do more than 2, knowing me, because most recently, what's in the forefront of my mind, The Glory in Your Story by Monique Rodriguez.
I'm writing it
hats
down. I gotta
off
get
to
that.
her. Oh my God, Monique, you did your thing. I loved it. Such a great, easy read, relatable, and I won't say wasn't what I expected it to be, because I didn't have any expectations, but because I know her, I guess I was like, oh, I'm just getting ready to hear somebody talk like I hear them talk all the time. But no, she did a great job with that. And then I just have to
dream
get
podcast guest. I might have to wait a couple of seasons before I
nice.
ask her.
I will let
But
her
yes.
know, girl. People are itching to have you. Then I have, just 2 more, maybe. Just 2.
She said
But
maybe,
Conversations with God, I read that, oh my God, before I
feel
even
like I've
had
heard of that
children.
book before.
When I tell you, it's amazing.
It's old, isn't it?
It's a
I feel like-
3-part. Yeah,
Okay.
it's very old. Neil Donald Walsh is
Okay.
the author's name. Neil Donald Walsh, Conversations with God. And it's about literally somebody who asks God some questions. And it's really something like people that journal a lot. They may journal their prayers. They may journal their thoughts. And that's what he did. But when he asked God, a question, God said, are you just venting, or do you really want to know the answer? And he was like, okay. Number one, I did not expect you to respond as such, because I have conversations with God like that I ask a question and he may answer right away in a certain way. And now we're going back and forth. And I'm like, ha ha ha, you're so funny, God. And so that's what he did. But he said, are you venture or do you really want to know? He said, I guess I really want to know. And so the book began with him just asking God questions, and then he just wrote the answers. So it's so amazing. But it's 3 small books for that. And then another one. Feelings Buried Alive Never Die. Oh my God.
That sounds good.
Let me tell you how good that is. That one you're going to keep on you. Like if you have the book, the Kindle version, anything, because whenever anyone's have any type of diagnosis, I don't care what it is, they could say, the doctor said that I have this, that, and the other. And I'm like, really? Hold on. And I go straight to my Kindle. That is by Carol Truman. I go straight to my Kindle, pull up Feelings Buried Alive Never Die, and I search that body part of that diagnosis. And I'm like, do you have any feelings of unwantedness or rejection? And they're like, how you know? I'm like, because it'll register in that part of your body, and over time, it will turn into this type of dis-ease.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. A disease is dis-ease in your body. And so
Feelings
buried alive. Never die. And so when my family had a book club, I'm just going to tell it. I'm going to tell y'all business. We had a book club. We do now. And right now it's going strong. We got over the first year mark. But baby, we had that book club years ago, and Ruth recommended Feelings Buried Alive Never Die. That's our last book. Because those feelings came out and folks were like, I don't want to get in touch with my feelings and I don't want to know why. But when I was reading that book, I found out that when you have your children, when your children are first born, if they don't put them on your chest right away, that's where separation anxiety can begin. When your children are first formed in utero. But if they experience anything, any type of trauma that you've experienced and you're still carrying them, they will have like recollection of that and all that. I was like, oh my God. Now it's making me want to read it again. Because it's very insightful. And being, we think a lot alike and everything. It will, girl, when you read it, you're going to call me. You're going to like, girl, did you remember it said it? Yes, it changed my life. But all those things. Because it also gives you, it does. It gives me the desire to give people grace. Yeah. Because of the things that I've read and to know that I don't know what people, like you said, are going through now, but even what they've endured, what they've had to get through to get to where they are now. People say that even now about my relationship with maybe even neighbors that they can't stand and she this, that, and I'm like, you don't know what that woman has to go through to live here, to have peace and to pay her mortgage. I don't have time to fuss and fight with people.
It's so much easier to just be gracious. Give people the grace that you would want.
Amen, honey.
That part.
Yes. But I won't even just say that because some people don't love themselves enough to even think they're worthy of that grace or anything. So I used to feel that way, like treat people the way you want to be treated. But some people treat themselves like garbage. Please don't treat me the way you want to be. You don't even know that you're worthy of love and you're worthy of grace. Until that time, I literally say to everyone, my students and other people I come in contact with, think about the person you respect the most or that you love the most. Maybe it's that one person, even if they're not living anymore. Who's that person? Now treat people like them. And then they like, oh, well, dad, big mama, and this person, it's the person that didn't take crap off of you and made you want to do better and expect better and all that. Because sometimes it's not them. Sometimes they aren't there yet.
Hey. Amen. This has been so good, y'all. I've already kept this woman hostage in here.
Whatever.
I could talk to her for another 3 hours. We're just gonna have to have you back. That's all. We're gonna have you back. Yes,
definitely
to talk some more as the season goes on.
The best time on my first podcast ever. Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome.
This is so awesome.
Thank you. Now let's tell them how they can get in touch with you because I know you all have enjoyed the nuggets that this woman has dropped just as much as I
my
have.
goodness.
And what kind of people do you want to work with, and how can they contact you so they can work
most
with
definitely. Please,
you? And get
please,
some skincare because this Mary Kay, y'all, get the satin hands.
That's so awesome. I love that. So my website is themakingofchamps.com. And you can also follow me at Becoming Serene, everything. Becoming Serene Pod, Instagram, Becoming Serene on YouTube, all of your social media handles. Just look up Becoming Serene and you should see this blonde hair and some type of hairstyle because it's always changing. But please hit me up. I would love for you to reach out, like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Let me know what it is that you like and what you want to hear from your favorite entrepreneur, someone who is interested in the entrepreneur life or anything, or even if you're a teacher and just desire a little bit more mentoring and coaching in that field of teaching, because I do that too.
Amen. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for coming and being here.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let us know what your favorite nugget was, all that fun stuff. We'll see you next time. Keep living victoriously. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.